From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
We begin tonight with a developing story, a homicide investigation at a luxury hotel in the heart of downtown Indianapolis. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. Tonight, we now know the name of a 16-year-old girl who police say was killed after a shooting at the JW Marriott early this morning. The Marion County Coroner's Office identifies the victim as Carla Vasquez. Tonight, a 17-year-old is in custody in connection to the shooting. He is preliminarily charged with reckless homicide. Police say the shooting happened on the 20th floor of the hotel around 1 a.m. And tonight, no additional details on the relationship of the victim and the suspect or why they were at the hotel have been released. We will be sure to update you as soon as we learn new information. Tonight, law enforcement officers from all over and community members are supporting the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office as they say goodbye to a member of their family. A memorial service just wrapped up a few hours ago for the department's 6-year-old canine Diesel. Diesel worked alongside his handler, Deputy Matthew Bush, for the last 4 years. Diesel was found laying in the lanes of I-65 near the 62-mile marker on November 14th after a pursuit for a domestic battery suspect. That suspect has since been arrested. Investigators say Diesel's injuries are consistent with being hit by a vehicle. Today's drive-by memorial service was held in the Fair Oaks Mall parking lot, followed by a law enforcement procession.
These dogs, that they build such a bond not only with the handler but with the agencies that they work for. And again, they're out here putting their lives on the line for us and for their communities to be able to do what they do. And the outpouring of support that we have received for this whole week is just, it's beyond words.
The sheriff's office is still asking for anyone who may have seen something related to this incident, no matter how insignificant, to contact them. They are looking for information from November 14th between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. on I-65 near mile marker 62. An elderly woman whose home caught on fire is alive tonight thanks to an alert neighbor and a passerby. Ricardo Loretto says he was driving past the home on Minnesota Street when he noticed smoke coming from the rear. He ran up to the house and started knocking on the door, asking if anyone was inside. Neighbor Alex Klein heard Loretto and ran over to help. She entered the home, the burning home, and guided by the sound of the 92-year-old woman's voice, managed to find her and pull her out of the house. Klein and Loretto carried the woman to a car and covered her with blankets until medics arrived. Firefighters were so impressed with Klein, they actually encouraged her to apply for the next IFD recruit class. Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus and its impact on Indiana. The State Department of Health reports 6,983 new coronavirus cases. 40 more Hoosiers have died with COVID-19, bringing the total number of deaths to 4,992. And since March, more than 289,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. More than 3.8 million tests have been administered in Indiana. The coronavirus pandemic has already claimed over 255,000 lives in the United States. Hospitalizations are on the rise across the country, with Indiana and many other states issuing new restrictions to try to slow the spread. Meanwhile, the nation waits for FDA emergency use approval of an effective vaccine. ABC News' Andrew Dimbert has the details.
As coronavirus cases continue to surge across the country, millions of people are lining up for testing, some waiting for hours. The 7-day average for cases has doubled since November 1st. Nationwide, more than 80,000 patients are in the hospital. Hospitalizations are rising in every single state, 12 of them hitting record highs on Friday. Hospitals struggling to keep up.
We can always get more drugs. We can always get more machines. We can't just make more people.
Many communities enacting strict measures to help slow the spread. Newark, New Jersey, with a 10-day stay-at-home order.
You should be outside only if you're getting tested, only if you need groceries.
California issuing a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew that goes into effect this evening.
Right now, it's our health. It has nothing to do with politics. It's not my rights or anything. I want to be healthy. I want the world to be healthy, and I want to return to normal.
As Thanksgiving approaches, the CDC urging everyone to avoid traveling for the holiday and celebrate their immediate household only.
I really do think people need to stay home. Things are very bad across the country, and the main reason to do it is you want to be able to see your family in 2021. We're so close to having vaccines available.
Pfizer, now the first company to seek emergency use authorization from the FDA for its COVID-19 vaccine.
We will continue the work already underway to make sure we can begin shipping the vaccine immediately after authorization or approval.
Moderna not far behind. Both drug companies say their vaccines are about 95% effective. Dr. Paul Offit is on the FDA Advisory Committee.
So the FDA will take a couple of weeks to look through all those data, and it's massive amounts of data. Then they'll turn to the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee and say, do you agree that this vaccine should be approved through an EUA? We'll meet on December 10th and make that decision.
If approved, vaccinations could begin for some Americans before the end of the year. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, Washington.
Andrew, thank you. In Indianapolis, Thanksgiving tradition is now going all virtual. Earlier this week, we told you the drumstick dash would go on with social distancing and other restrictions due to the pandemic. But today, organizers announced they are changing this to a virtual-only event after talking with officials at the Marion County Public Health Department. All registered participants will automatically be transferred to the virtual race. The drumstick dash benefits Wheeler Mission. The race was started 18 years ago to help raise awareness and funds for services to help those experiencing homelessness. Organizers say this year's event is more critical because of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is no secret it has been a very hard year, and the need is greater than ever right now to feed families and help those struggling. One church on the south side is doing just that. WRTV Stephanie Wade shows us a special effort to make sure everyone has a happy Thanksgiving this year.
300 families are getting Thanksgiving meals today, provided by the Faith Community Church on the south side. They're driving station to station and collecting different food items for Thursday's meal.
Car after car and family after family drives by as they pick up different items to create a beautiful Thanksgiving meal this year. Faith Community Church collected funds to provide the food, and families have been signing up for the past 2 weeks. The pastor tells me in less than 7 days, they signed up all 300 families they were able to provide meals for.
This Thanksgiving, where people are afraid or scared, and a lot of different things going on in people's lives, we're having people come through that's lost a job or down in their health. And so what we're doing is giving them hope by providing for them a Thanksgiving meal that they take home and cook for themselves. And in that meal, we're showing them the love of Jesus.
This is such a beautiful gesture. We're just blessed. We're fortunate that there are people like this that have come out on their Saturday, gave up. The weather's not the greatest, but they're helping us eat.
Though it may be different this year, this church is still trying to spread love and joy this holiday season. Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
Stephanie, thank you. Now to your forecast, meteorologist Kyle Mound standing by. Kyle, we saw it just right there in that video. Not a very bright day and pretty chilly outside today.
Yeah, locked into those gray skies. That's not going to be changing here as we go through the rest of our weekend either. But we are dry downtown, at least for now. That will also be changing. We've got 46 degrees right now in Indianapolis and Muncie, 47 in Shelbyville, and 44 from Bloomington into Kokomo. There's kind of the rain train off to our west this evening. All of this is going to be spreading our direction, and so far it's very light scattered showers for us. Southern portions of Monroe County, also southern Brown County, and then around the Sullivan area, some light showers to some sprinkles. That's about all we have at this point. You notice though the rain going to increase in coverage here as we get a little closer to midnight tonight and beyond, and some of that rain could be on the moderate to even heavy side for us. Not expecting any thunderstorms. But also look at this as we get to about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning around Monticello, Logansport, Peru. Even Kokomo could see a few snowflakes mixing in. I don't think we'll see any accumulations because of the ground being so warm, but don't be surprised if you see a little bit of the snow mixing in there with the rain as we go into the early morning hours of Sunday. But the rest of us will be dealing with that rain as we go into the second half of the day. I think we'll start to see that rain pushing out of central Indiana, but we are looking at about an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall coming our way here over about the next 12 to 18 hours. You can see about an inch and a third expected around Indianapolis. That, of course, is going to keep our temperatures cool again tomorrow, only in the 40s in most areas, lower to middle 40s for the afternoon high. So we go from a period of above average temperatures last week to now just 45 for the high in Indy tomorrow, 47 in Columbus. Temperatures, though, they gradually start to improve a little bit as we get closer to the Thanksgiving holiday. We got a high around 50 on Tuesday, middle 50s for us on Wednesday. Put it all together now in that 7-day planning forecast, and we've got some chilly mornings as well, down into the lower 30s by Monday morning. We'll find those temperatures continuing to climb through the middle of the week. Wednesday's also our next chance for some rain after tonight and Sunday. But right now, it looks like it should be dry, Nicole, for our Thanksgiving holiday.
All right, Kyle, thank you. A tribute is now complete in downtown Indianapolis for Holocaust survivor Eva Moses Core. The 53-foot-tall mural is on the south side of the 500 Festival building on Virginia Avenue. The mural is based on a photo of Core taken during one of her visits to Auschwitz, where she was imprisoned as a child. It was painted by Pamela Bliss, a Hoosier artist behind outdoor murals of icons like Kurt Vonnegut, Reggie Miller, and John Mellencamp. Now everyone driving along the Indianapolis Cultural Trail will be met by the face of Core, one of the most inspirational Hoosiers, with her signature message of hope, healing, and forgiveness. The 500 Festival nonprofit, along with Team Eva volunteers, hope it inspires generations to come. A Thanksgiving tradition almost did not happen, and under new restrictions involving masks and social distancing, organizers managed to pull it off today. The event was smaller and different due to the pandemic. Our Rafael Sanchez reports on the volunteers hard at work.
One at a time rolled through. There was an appetite in this age of COVID to be safe and serve the community.
Because for people to come out here and sit in the lines for 3 or 4 hours, they need some help. So we need to get out here and do the best we can. Good morning. Where would you like it?
You know, it just lets us know that we're still needed, not only as a community center, but as a whole.
Usually this event at the Indy Park's Watkins Family Center unfolds on Thanksgiving Day. Here are images from previous years in which hundreds of volunteers cook, pack, and distribute more than 8,000 meals. That wasn't possible this year due to the pandemic, so a drive-through was created, reaching out to 325 families with either a turkey or a $25 gift card.
I think the best thing we've seen over these last couple of days, last couple of weeks, last couple of months, the best thing we've seen amongst each other is our ingenuity and our creativity, that no matter what's happening in the world, people are still coming together to meet each other's basic needs.
I've been doing this for 6 years, and it just makes me so happy to be part of a community that's just willing to give.
This holiday tradition, well into its third decade, delivers on its promise to fill a need, foster goodwill among volunteers, and show a faith that working together, anything is possible. Working for you in Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
Rafael, thank you so much. And Kyle, so good to see Rafael out there and all those volunteers. We saw his glasses were all fogged up. They're out there in the rain working hard for the community.
Yeah, despite the rain, and we're going to have more of that here as we go into tonight and tomorrow, and another round of rain, it looks like, Nicole, as we get into the middle of the week.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us for this digital edition of WRTV News at 6. We'll see you tonight after college football. Have a great night.